Welcome back to Socrative. In this short video, we're going to take a few minutes to talk about why you might want to use Socrative and ways you might want to use it in the classroom. We showed you how to make quizzes ahead of time, and those are questions that you can plan ahead to get information about how your students are doing and to actually get grades and in-class points for participation, as students have to answer in class at the time that they're there. So regular quizzes are one way to do this. Another way to do it is through a space race, and we haven't really talked about that before, so I'm going to log in real quickly. I'm going to go to my teacher login. I'm going to go to launch, and I'm going to go to space race. And I'm going to click that same quiz that I might have developed to use in a different format, and this time I'm going to do it as a space race. And what that means is my students are going to be grouped in teams, and let's say I'm going to use 5 teams, and the rocket is one of the icon that I'm going to use as they each race. I'm not going to require names since they're in teams, and I'm going to go ahead and start. So what happens here is the students now are going through that same quiz after logging into the room number. They're going into that same quiz and they're answering questions, but this time they're going to have to discuss them as a group to come up with the right answer. That whole process of having that discussion, of debating answers, raises the level of thinking and understanding in my classroom. So as groups finish and as they answer questions correctly, their icon will move across the screen, and the first ones or two getting to the other end will let us know that that group has the most correct answers. And remembering that as a teacher, the most correct answers or the quickest correct answers are not nearly as important as the discussions that take place during those reports. And I can get the same reports that I had as a regular quiz, I can now get through here. So that's one way to do it. One of the other things that we haven't talked about are quick questions or short answers. Quick questions might be questions that I come up with on the fly. I notice that students aren't processing things well, or I'm asking questions in class and nobody's really giving me an answer, or the same 1 or 2 students are answering. So instead I turn that into a short answer question. So I may say to them, the question is, what possible ways do we have to address reading difficulties in pre-K students? And I can allow unlimited responses. I can require students' names, which I'm going to do, and then I would hit start. And what I'm going to get there is answers that the students have written in so that I get an idea of what's really happening, and I find out what students are clued in to what's happening and which students are really not understanding the concept. Another way I can use this same question, this same kind of question, is through an exit ticket. And in an exit ticket, we're again just asking a general question. Sometimes sometimes instructors choose to take their learning objectives and turn those into questions that they give repeatedly, maybe give once a week or every 2 weeks, those same questions, so that you can look at the development of the students' answers and you can see, as you're giving them more content, is their understanding of those main objectives increasing. So those are some ways we can use exit questions as well. Socrative is a wonderful program. It gives you a lot of options for getting information from your students and for your students to be able to interact with you. If you have any further questions, we're always here to help you and give you any input that you might need. Thank you.